Wisconsin Foodie would like to thank the following underwriters for their support.
Chef Joe Muench, how are you, buddy?
How you doing there, Kyle?
Good to
What's
see
going
you.
on?
Well, I'm coming to, get a bite with you, or maybe three.
Yeah, can I offer you a cup of coffee?
Yeah, look at you here, sitting at the counter.
It doesn't happen too often, but we're meeting. We'll have some food and just hang out.
So this is a big honor because I have sat at this counter of Blues Egg many times, but to sit with you, this is kind of top tier.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered.
So, you're a local guy, right? This could have been your place.
This was the Heinemann's restaurant
This was a
originally. This was
Heinemann's?
the Heinemann's, yeah. So
Okay, a storied old Scandinavian bakery that used to have locations all over the city of Milwaukee.
9 locations at their peak. But yeah, so I was a kid, used to come here a lot. I grew up 2 blocks away, so.
Wow, yeah. So is that a little daunting? Like, you want to change it, but you don't want to...
The first 6 months was kind of a nightmare. And
a lot of fingers shaking. Yeah, the pancakes were not like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't have the baked oatmeal. But we pressed forward, and here we are 8 years later. I think one of our DNA statements is food through the eyes of Lady Liberty. So it's just this idea of inspirations from immigrants and stuff. And
That's
so,
really cool.
And then since breakfast is supposed to be your most important meal of the day, why don't we make it the best meal of the day? So we really do a lot of our own house, meat processing to sausage making to baking. All the sauces are made from scratch. So
this is a little bit like going on one of those European tours with a tour guide where I know where you want to take me, but I also know what I want to see. What I want to see is Eggs Benedict.
Okay.
Just because I love that.
Yeah, and there we make our own English muffins. So every morning we're making about 150 English muffins. It takes about 2-day process. We make the dough the first day, let it ferment 2 days in the cooler, and then they roll them out, and the next day they're ready to go on the griddle in the morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh,
are we ready to jump on in?
I'll do the Benedict, Eggs Benedict.
Classic Benedict.
I'm going to have one of our newer items on the menu, the beef cheek Benedict.
Beef cheeks. All right.
And Peter, please don't leave unless you promise to come back with monkey bread.
Of course. Can't stop by Blues and not have monkey.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Might as well crunk it for us too.
Absolutely.
All right.
So the question that's been burning at my soul is the restaurant is called Blues, possessive S, egg. Mm-hmm. Who's Blue?
The name really is an acronym. It's breakfast, lunch in an urban environment.
Okay.
Everyone's good graces. If you're not in everyone's good graces in the community, you don't have a business.
Oh, this is
you don't
so
contribute
much
to the
more
community.
poetic.
So Blues Egg has what we call the egg plate. On top of the special menu, we put omelets, scrambles, whatever it might be, and $1 of that plate goes to charity.
Oh, cool.
A lot of people thought it was because we're on Blue Mountain Road. It's really didn't play into it that much.
Oh, I never even thought about that, but that makes sense, yeah.
But Dan he just really liked the word blue, and he just you gotta do some blue. So I always thought it's nice to have some ownership, like Maxie's and Blues.
Yeah. So there's Blues Egg. There's Maxie's, which is the original.
Yep.
And then there's BKC.
Yes.
And you have a business partner, Dan.
Dan Sidner, yeah.
Who does not cook at all.
He cooks.
He cooks?
He cooks. We found we have a really good business rapport with each other. We have good respect, and that turned into a friendship.
And monkey bread to get you started. Whiskey caramel cream on the side for dipping.
All right. Thank
All
you.
Peter,
right,
this
enjoy.
is heart healthy?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Depends upon your heart, but it is.
Nice. Joe, break this down. Tell me all the components and then explain crunk to me, because that is not a culinary term I'm familiar with.
So the dough is pulled into little balls, and then we pack them into a mold with caramel sauce, cinnamon, sugar dipped in first with a little butter. And we always like to dope things up around here. So this is a classic custard sauce with a good amount of bourbon in it.
Just eat it with your fingers, right?
Just eat it with the fingers,
tear
yeah.
it,
That's where monkey bread comes from, is pinch bread. It's just this idea of pinching.
And I dip?
Yeah, and dunk it.
And I am older than 21. You can check my ID.
Okay.
So here goes like heaven, basically.
All right.
I mean, it's crazy good. It doesn't really need that crunk, but I'm glad that it has it.
It's for the ones that just like to overindulge a little bit.
I don't even know what to say because I'm verklempt from the caramel and the crunk. I'm overwhelmed. I'm just gonna shut up and eat.
classic
Oh, right
sour
on.
berries where you start
Beautiful.
each side of fruit.
All right, excellent.
Anything else I can grab for you guys? Ketchup or hot sauce?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, definitely.
These are beautiful.
Classic Benedict, Webster City pulled ham, homemade English muffin, of course homemade hollandaise sauce. You know, make it
Yeah.
every morning, gallons of it every day. This one here is our beef cheek Benedict, buttermilk biscuit, Wisconsin beef cheeks, and then a Chiron sauce over the top, which has a little roasted tomato and tarragon in it.
Everything's from scratch here.
Yes, we even make our own hot sauce here.
Seriously.
Yes.
South by North.
South by North.
So Joe, there's the moment of truth, and then there's the moment of ooze.
The moment of ooze. Yeah.
Because it isn't just the hollandaise. You need the yolk to mix with the
It's the
hollandaise.
whole combination.
Oh, yeah. That's a good egg at Blue's Egg. This is really bringing me to a happy place. Dude, the crisp on that muffin is perfect. Tell me about the ham.
Comes in cured, and then we slow cook it. We wanted to do something a little different, pulled ham
Yep.
versus the typical Canadian bacon, and how to make it ours. And
I mean, it's so simple, but not everybody does every one of these steps.
like, I love our hot sauce. You should try a little.
I am not a hot sauce guy. Okay, so there's that red dot that has been my downfall in the past.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
You have that rich egg. You have the rich hollandaise,
nice.
and just a little pop of heat.
Joe, I'm gonna take one more bite, but there's 2 more spots. Where should we go next?
I think we're gonna hit Storyhill.
Storyhill.
Storyhill is a unique restaurant in the city, I think, and it's something that we can, spend some lunchtime there.
I was gonna say we're just about to tip into lunch, and
Yeah.
now that we've got this good base,
And we'll finish up at Maxie's because the oysters and the
Yeah.
happy hour and that kind of thing is great. All right. Got it. Let's go. Here we are, Storyhill, BKC.
All right.
Let's grab these guys at the bar.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So this is the BKC, which is bottle.
Kitchen cocktail.
I heard it was
Storyhill.
cup.
It started out as cup. We used to have more of a breakfast approach, and we moved it more to lunch and dinner. So yeah.
Luckily, you had that initial, and you could just transition from
Yeah.
cup to cocktail. What is the spirit of this place? Because it's totally different than Blues, which is classic American, some sophisticated breakfast.
This is the neighborhood place that we want you to come at all different parts of the day, have different experiences, have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and stop by after work and grab a bottle of wine or bourbon to take home and enjoy it at home. We kind of designed it after a general store. We have a good line of very unique and hard to find spirits, so we'll feature those. The wine is very affordable. In fact, probably the best place to have wine in the state of Wisconsin as far as price point. And then just the nighttime, the meal experience is very different during the day. So it's more of a family style, shareable meal at night, where during the day it's more of the cafe, kind of Euro cafe style of food.
So tell me about the food, because I know you put a lot, probably more research than anything into these menus.
This is all upper Midwest kind of inspired ingredients.
So I know what upper Midwest cuisine means to me, but how do you take that and translate it into a restaurant and then take global cuisine and layer that on top?
Well, I think it's, you're buying pork from down the road.
Yeah.
We make all our own bakery. We have local farmers here that are bringing in produce and stuff. So you're using those ingredients. But then, we'll put a little Japanese flair onto it, or we'll throw a little Spanish, with saffron and garlic and sofrito into a dish. But you're serving whitefish, Lake Superior whitefish, or you're serving, pork from western Wisconsin.
So I want to ask you about your specials, because they're such a center point of your menu, and they're a really big part of the real estate, right?
A lot of restaurants you go, there's this one special a day that some of the servers have a hard time even reading it off their little note card, where we may have to come in and have 9 specials to memorize. But it really allows us to be diverse and change with the seasons and create a new dining experience for people that, when they frequent. And we have a lot of guests that just say, I don't want the regular menu, I just eat off the special sheet. So
Just that's what they come for.
yeah.
Can I get anything started for you two?
How you doing, Laura?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I think we're gonna have Kyle's gonna have the Heirloom BLT.
Excellent.
And I'm going to have the Macau pork chop bun.
Fabulous.
And if you can cut a little piece off of that and serve it to me as well, because I got to try this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I can take care of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
All right.
So what drove you and Dan, your partner, to open this place?
We saw an opportunity to change the neighborhood. This neighborhood here near Miller Park has got a lot of burger beer bars and stuff like that, which they're great and they do a good job. We wanted to do something a little bit elevated, but yet very accessible to the masses.
So tell me about the sandwiches we're getting. My BLT is heirloom tomatoes. You guys make the bread?
We make the buns, in our bakery.
Yeah. And bacon is from?
The Jones Dairy Farm.
Jones Dairy Farm. Oh, great dairy farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, pork from a dairy farm?
Yeah.
Make sure I'm paying attention here.
I think they make some of the best bacon, and they have this cherrywood bacon that is fantastic.
And then your Macau bun.
So it's a pork cutlet that we get a nice pork loins in from Kettle Range.
Kettle Range from Joe,
Yep.
nearby purveyor, yeah.
Slice and pound them out nice and thin. They're kind of pan deep fried really quick in very hot butter. And then just on a bun with some nice pickled mushrooms on there, shiitake mushrooms. And we have a slaw made with crooked neck squash. I think that's what we do here is we'll take Upper Midwest, very familiar. Well, I like pork sandwiches, but we'll throw a lot of little twists on it.
And being Midwesterners, if you just cover it with a gooey, slightly sweet sauce, we're going to like it.
And sandwiches still are king at lunchtime. I mean, sandwiches and salads. So that's what we do here, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Heirloom tomato BLT with the cauliflower salad.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
And pork chop special with the marinated beets.
Awesome, thank
Got a
you.
little rainbow of tomatoes here, my friend.
They look beautiful.
They're heirloom.
Yes.
And
You got a toasted bun with a little jalapeno mayo on there. Well, we could share. I'll cut mine, they'll cut yours, and we'll kind of flip them on the plate here. Something like that.
just like baseball cards.
Yeah, let's trade
Since
these.
we're near Miller Park, so this is the big reveal of the BLT. That looks darn good.
All right, so
That's a
we'll
good.
put that one over there.
That's a good hunk of pork. Oh, I'm so torn here. The skinny, crispy pork or the thick, unctuous pork?
I like them both.
Wow. I don't even usually like fancy BLTs. Like
Yeah, I get it. Get the.
with the jalapeno mayo and all that. But I like this fancy BLT.
Thank you.
I just want this crispy little, ow. So this is good pork from a dairy farm. This is fantastic, and the sandwiches, lunch, the best. One of the 4 food groups for me, however, is fried chicken, which I hear you do pretty well at Maxie's. And then paired with oysters.
Yeah, we'll have to have a little bourbon when we get there too.
All right, let's hit it.
All right.
You lead the way, and I'm not moving as fast after 2 full meals. I don't know why.
That's okay.
I want everything up there. Yeah.
Oysters, definitely.
All of it. Barbecue, fresh fish. Wow, so this is the original.
So this is Maxie's. Original place, 11 years strong.
I feel welcome. I feel Southern hug immediately. So what was your background in this food? Because you grew up not far from here.
We did a lot of traveling and Carolinas to Louisiana through the South and stuff like that. And so I kind of had a exposure. I didn't know I was gonna be a chef back then, but I had an exposure to it. Once you start finding your way, you start thinking back to those memories and just kind of building off of it.
I want to dig into that Southern cuisine, and while we do, I'd love for you to answer how that played out in a nice Midwestern town like Milwaukee. Because not everybody here knows what, great Southern cuisine should taste like. That they've heard about it, but they didn't grow up with it. So was it hard in the early days and that kind of thing?
No, I think it was something that people were starting to hear about, and so we were kind of on a trend.
So if we're going to start out with a good Southern restaurant, you've got Oysters on ice over there. I've let you pick everything up to this point, but I'm hoping in a
We're doing
very
Oysters.
open way. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello, gentlemen.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Kelly?
Fantastic. Just wanted to check in and see what we'll be enjoying this evening. I heard oysters.
We heard oysters.
Yeah.
We have 3 different kinds of oysters today. So we have Cops Island, that's going out to be Connecticut. We have our Black Points, Prince Edward Island, and then also Pleasant Bay, Massachusetts.
We're going to do a mix of all 3.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, sounds good.
I'll get that working for you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. All the years I've been coming here, it was, it wasn't just, well, we've got 1 or 2 types. It was a server that would tell me about the 4 special oysters that they had that week that were part of that harvest, whether they were Connecticut all the way up to Nova Scotia, all the way down south to the Carolinas. And in Wisconsin, actually, I'd never really had that experience before. I was like, well, you people really know what you're talking about. Now I can taste the difference.
Yeah, we estimate, we serve about 2,500 to 3,000 oysters a week. And I think that's something that has really, solidified who we are, and it's something that's on our tagline outside. We're barbecue, oysters, and fresh fish. I mean, that's our, so oysters are an important part
But
of who
we're
we
also
are.
going to have fried chicken.
We're going to have fried chicken. It's essential.
Okay. I agree. I think it's one of the 4 food groups. So these are Sazeracs, made in Maxie style. You got sugars, you've got bitters, you've got just a little bit of bourbon,
Little rye.
little rye. Of course, it's a Sazerac. So a Sazerac is a lovely thing, but your bourbon, rye, and whiskey selection is a thing of great magnitude. How many do you have up there, do you think?
We have roughly about 140, 150 whiskeys together between the ryes, straight whiskeys, and bourbons, and then that doesn't even bring in scotches or any of the other, imported whiskeys.
Right. Cheers to 11 years.
Cheers to
And your Maxies and Blues and BKCs. Oh, that warms the cold places in my heart.
Here we are, gentlemen. Fresh oysters.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes. So here we are. We're going to start out at our fresh grated horseradish. We're going to go clockwise. We have our Cops Island, our Black Point. We're ending with our Pleasant Bay. Enjoy.
Yeah, so these are gnarly looking like West Coast oysters, which I tend to love, but these are all East Coast.
These are all East Coast oysters, yeah, and you can just see the different look of them all. And these ones here, you can really see are going to be meaty. They're just plump. Here are going to be probably really delicate in flavor. Probably have a little more brininess to them. And again, up here, kind of a little more meaty oyster, but it has a lot of liquor in these upper here. And so the liquor really is what holds. It's all seawater.
Yeah.
And the difference between East Coast, West Coast having more of that melon flavor to them. And tend to be more of that milky oyster. East Coast have more of a briny saltiness to them, more minerality. All right.
I'm going in.
All right.
Just loosen that and
Yeah. Sometimes you need the fork, depends, but we usually pretty loosen them up and we just take them.
yeah, bottoms up. I love oysters.
Really good texture on that one. A little bit of acid from the lemon, but again, not too briny.
No.
Yeah.
That had like a sweetgrass kind of
Yep.
flavor.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, these are going to be a little bit more briny, right?
I think these are gonna have a little delicate flavor to them. They're probably gonna be some brininess to it, but
Oh, mine had brine. Oh yeah. Oh, that's seawater right there, my friend. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is a big transition.
you can see the differences. Yes.
All right.
So this is the
This
the
is
resistance.
That's right. Yeah. This is what I've been waiting for. Been eyeing it up across the plate.
But you can just see the deep cup on these.
I know.
Yeah, which again you think it's a West Coast, but these are East Coast.
Come
so
to Papa.
that tastes like the ocean.
Yeah.
That one for sure.
That with a crisp beer is like cake and ice cream.
This one here, without the brininess, I do typically put a little cocktail. I
do?
love
You
fresh
ready?
horseradish.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try it your way.
Jump in.
There's something.
I think the one that doesn't have the brininess, I think that really kind of enhances
Yeah.
that a little more.
Okay, let's move on to fried chicken.
We're gonna do some fried chicken, some shrimp and grits. Here with the chicken, Midwest chicken, buttermilk brine for several days, and then fried to order. Shrimp and grits, creamy yellow corn grits, and it's something that there's yellow corn and white corn. White corn's typically daytime, yellow corn's at night. We have a mix of a tasso gravy, a little bit of Creole in there, sauce to give a little body, and the shrimp are all Gulf shrimp.
All right, yeah, we do.
And 4-piece chicken dinner.
So I call the drumstick.
Go for it.
My question is, how do we divvy up the grits?
I think we can just grab a fork, kind of pile some on your plate there.
I got this big. Oh, look at that, it's like a pie wedge. Before we do any comparisons, I'm just chomping into this. That's amazingly good. Tender, that crisp, your batter.
It has some size to it, plenty to take home. Nothing like a little cold chicken at 2 o'clock in the morning.
This is full restraint. I'm gonna hold back from the chicken, and I'm going in to try grits. That's super light and fluffy.
And then the shrimp complement on there, that iodine flavor really comes through. And the collard greens, we cook them vegetarian style, so there's no bacon or any pork products in it. But we use Little Man maple syrup from up in the mid-state, just north of Appleton area. The thing about collard greens is that they take on so many of the flavors that you add to them.
They're like the greens that get along with everybody. Now, I'm gonna get back to the chicken. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna drive on mine too.
Man, this is great chicken. I mean, it's been, well, 3 of your restaurants, all in Milwaukee. We finished on a southern note, but we're still in Milwaukee.
We are still
So
in Milwaukee.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep,
Yeah.
little tall boys.
Cheers to that.
Thank you.